Hey guys, Midwest Mountain Hunter here. I'm going to do a little video, and this one's going to be around what I'm going to call my public land story, and why it's important to me, and hopefully important to you as well. I grew up, and hunting was very much a part of my family's DNA. It's what I just wanted to do as a kid. I mean, some of my earliest memories is seeing my dad go out, and I just wanted to go with him. And, I was pretty lucky. I had a dad that did take me everywhere. I did everything. He would take me out in diapers, and I was always out in the woods. And before I was old enough to, shoot a deer on my own, I had a BB gun in the woods. I was just out there. I was in it. And with my family, deer season was kind of like our family reunion. And in Arkansas at the time, we could still run dogs deer hunting. And what we would do is everybody would go out before daylight. We would go do our normal stand. Well, if somebody saw a buck, they saw something, a lot of times we'd turn a couple beagles loose, and then we would have races. And we would usually have a couple good races in the morning. Then everybody would usually find a spot, gather up, bring out the lunch pails, and you had that time, that bonding, the stories, the swapping, and it was just an awesome thing to experience. And as I got older, and this is just part of like the way things go, regulations change, rules change, and hunting styles change. Well, Arkansas outlawed the dog hunting. It took a little bit to for us to kind of transition out of that. And something that really changed too was regulations around public and private land boundaries. We were very fortunate to live in an area where my family knew just about everyone, and we all had pretty much just open permission to hunt each other's land. Well, when the laws changed that said you have to have a written permission from each one of those landowners on you while you're hunting, that wasn't just something that everybody was going to willy-nilly just fork over and do. So what happened was there was more of a change from hunting. Yes, we still had a couple pieces of family land that we would go hunt, but there was more of a migration to hunting those public pieces. And we were very fortunate to have lands close to me. I grew up in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and from a kid, oh my gosh, I lived in a sportsman's paradise. I mean, we had 3 rivers, 2 really good lakes within minutes of the house. 20 minutes south of my house, I could be on the Norfolk River, I could be on the White River, at the half hour I could be on the Buffalo, and I could be on Bull Shoals Lake, I'd be on Norfolk Lake. There was lakes around there, and then just south too was the Ozark National Forest. Hundreds of thousands of acres of land that's open for us to go enjoy. And it was just, I felt like it was just something that was there, and you kind of take advantage of it. You just think that it's just always going to be like that. But when we moved to Georgia, I didn't know anybody, I didn't know squat, but I did know that I could find ways to get to public land, and that's what I did. And so I've continually sought out that land to find places to allow me to get my release, my peace, my inner peace. When I'm out in the wilderness, that's where I feel the closest to my maker. That's where I feel like it's like where I should be. And going into hunting elk in Colorado, it was the same thing. Found public land, and my great grandfather would go and hunt. He lived out in Colorado for a while doing some logging, and he had, he would tell stories to my father and grandfather about the adventures, mule deer and elk hunting, and just the land, and that's what he did it on. And he was doing that back in the heydays of the mule deer and elk. So fast forward 40 years later, here my dad and I, we're going out and we're doing it, and it's a piece, it's a family bond, and it's something that I think is very special, having those lands, and I think it's something that we ought to fight for. I think that so many people don't want to get out there and put their face out there, their name, and stand behind something. But something I'm going to do, something I'm committed to doing, and that's why I am where I am today, right now, in Missoula, Montana, for the Backcountry Hunters and Anglers annual rendezvous. And I'm here, I'm excited, just for the fact that there's so many people who feel so passionately about these public lands, and we're not going to stand by the wayside. We will stand up and fight. And it's kind of like Randy Newberg says, this is a cold dead hand issue. I think I think it's something worth fighting for, and something we should all cherish. So hopefully you guys enjoy this little background about me, but more to come. And if you like this, hit subscribe. Find us on Instagram, where you can see the pictures and things like that. But look forward to just sharing the journey with you guys, and telling my story. And I hope again, maybe to inspire others to get out and do it as well. Thank you guys.